All right, all praises to the Most High in Christ. Thank God. Thank the Most High for another Sabbath day. Let's see, get my camera focused right here. Just sitting up here watching Bishop uh, Yashop. His teaching today is pretty good teaching, man. You know, I'm really trying to tie into this soul restoration of our soul. So he is teaching right now on uh the will, our will. He's showing some scenarios of describing the will of the slave. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and try to chime in on that. Fair use, fair use. It's a good message. He's a good teacher. I always listen to him. You know, even though I break in and use commentary to bring out certain points, these are my teachers. I've been in the truth for about 12 years now, and they are the ones I argued with at first over on my TV. You know, because until they did what they do, they bring the scriptures out and they show you can't argue with the scriptures if you love the truth. You can't argue with the scriptures. So their method has been working. They are anointed by God to do what they do. And so, but also God gives each one of us a message to help each other. He don't give everybody everything. So he gives you a message, and the Holy Spirit have you bring the message out to help uh, farther the knowledge of God. Because you bring out something, I listen to you, then I get something from that. I bring it out, then you'll get something from that. And that's how the knowledge keep traveling. Just got through eating potato chips. So yeah, that's how the knowledge keep traveling and enhanced. Everybody can't handle all of the knowledge at one time, right? So let's watch here.
And white Jesus. I tell you, that's worse than any dope and heroin combined with crack. Christianity is worse than all of it. And it is white supremacy. That's exactly what it is. So, Christianity has warped our minds so bad, we don't even want to be delivered from this kind of hell.
So he's starting to talk about the will of the slave. When you say what you want, that's your will. He's talking about the will of the human slave, the Israelites, our will. We don't want our will.
And if the real God of the universe, which ain't their God, I'm talking about the real God, our God, the Most High, Yahweh, that God, if the real God of the universe was to bring war against this kingdom, and ultimately end the power and rule of white folks in this earth, and also rid us from being their sons, so to speak, because they have made themselves our surrogate fathers. Do y'all understand what I mean by that?
I like that.
We go to them for everything.
I like that. We go to them for everything. That's what they designed. That's how they designed our minds to do. Not that the Most High wanted that, but he turned us over to our own imagination, our vain imagination. We raised them up as kings, as our surrogate fathers, as the people who we listen to and take advice from. They made us into that from children. They trained us up from children to teach our children, to teach their children, to teach their children that they are the gods. They are the only gods that we'll ever actually see here on earth.
That's a curse, yes. When we read in Deuteronomy 28, 47, 48, and all that, we understand that, but it's time to awake out of sleep. It's time for us to come together, learn how to be what the Most High told us to be, because he has revisited, he has redeemed, and he has visited us and taught us who we truly are. So we don't have to stay in that dumb, ignorant state anymore. Your 3 days and a half is up, so you can understand the spirit of...
I appreciate that. I like that. Your 3 days your slavery has been brought back. He has redeemed us from the slavery. When he started restoring our minds and our identity, he's delivering us from the slavery, right?
life has entered into our people, which is why these people are acted up, because that's the doomsday clock that they're looking at. So us, the majority of us that's still out there in the world, in Christianity, and even a few of us that's still sitting around in these congregations, some of us don't really want Christ to really end the white power over us.
Our will is still attached to the matrix, attached to them, right? We are still enslaved, and that's something that we can detach from. We can detach our will when we come back to our identity and take our laws back, take our identity back. That's taking us. We have to take our sovereignty. We can't take our identity back without taking our sovereignties as the judges over the heathens, right? We might not enter into totally judging the heathens until Christ come back and put them under our feet. But in our minds, we can detach from that mental state of slavery and restore, and he's going to restore us back to our proper identity. That's sovereignty. You can't get around that. And again, like in my other videos, that's called continuing until the end. Tarry to the end. You have to continue in what you've been restored to until the end. You can't be straddled the fence. You can't be lukewarm. You have to stand up, even if your life depends on it. Look at the other video that I did with Brother Nate. I did my commentary on his video, the latest video before this one, restoring the soul.
They don't want that. And a few of us are still sitting around in these congregations. Some of us don't really want Christ to really end the white power over us. They don't want that. And a lot of us have still accepted them as our surrogate fathers. And we're okay with that. What did daddy think? How do they feel about such and such? And you just examine, just look around. You see how your people operate. Anything that offends them automatically offends us. Just like a father and his son. Your son tends to do what the father tells him to do. The father would raise his son to be like him. The father would teach his son to react to things that the father would react to. Anything that made the father upset, the father would say, listen, son, don't do this. Son, don't do that. Love this, hate that. Be kind to this. Don't be so kind to that. Do this, do this. He's given him a whole profile on how to be as the father.
So in other words, what he's saying, he's programming our will. And that's how you program a people, is you have to start with the children. And you keep the propaganda and the programming going, the conditioning going, the punishment and reward, punishment, reward, punishment, reward, punishment, reward. They're treating us like lab rats. That's all we are. That's why they call us chattel slavery. We are the animals, the beasts that they had to dehumanize us to say we're not human in order to justify in their own minds that they are not doing wrong. That's called cognitive dissonance, and they're teaching us how to be what's that other word? Stockholm syndrome. They are training us to be sympathetic to the oppressor. That's called Stockholm syndrome. When you try to please, when your will has been attached to the will of your oppressor and your abuser and the people who are doing violence to you and your children, right? That's called Stockholm syndrome, because they condition you with punishment, reward. That's how they get you sick with Stockholm syndrome. Punishment and reward. You'll do anything to ease that punishment off of you, so you'll be sympathetic to the will of your slave masters. So we're going to show you a couple of things here. Okay, so what we're going to do is just show you some things here. This is the This is the uh, rights of the human rights manual, Declaration of Human Rights, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, right? So this is some of the things that lets you know all humans are being born free and equal in dignity and rights. That's the God-given rights that God, the Most High Yahweh, will teach when He said He gave man dominion over the earth or over the works of His hand. That's how. That's why Esau can take spaceships and satellites and send them up into the atmosphere. So you can't tell me that was only for Israelites. The dominion is over the works of His hand. What we did is we gave Esau by not keeping the law and falling from the grace of God. We died. We became dead to the Most High, right? And we gave our birthrights. We gave our rights to exist on the earth and to dictate our own will, live by the dictations of our own minds, of our own wills and emotions. We gave up all of that. That's why Esau became the gods of this world, like Paul and all the Israelites that ever taught you that. That's why he was able to take Yahushua up and tempt him with the kingdoms and the blessings of the world, the authority of the earth, because it had been given away to him by Adam and by the Israelites who were set as judges over all the nations. He set us back up as judgments when he brought us out of Egypt. He showed his power to the world. He said, these are my people. And we lived in peace with Solomon after David came through and put everybody under our feet through the Most High, giving strength to Moses uh, and David and the Israelites until we wanted a king. So that's the thing. Our human rights, they are endowed with reason and conscience. Reason and conscience. We can reason, and we have a conscience, and should act toward one another in spirit and brotherhood. Now, I'll just show you. I'll just run through here and show you, and then you can go back and look at them yourself. Uh, Let me read the second one. Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedom set forth in this declaration, without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political, or other opinions. Nobody else can force you to live by their opinions and make laws and redline your district and use slave catchers and mental. They look when they stop you on those police stops. The police are really checking to see if you are still connected to the matrix, right? Right? And okay, so they see, and when they use that force on you, that's saying you're not connected to the matrix. You will not comply anymore. We have to put you back in fear and connect you back up to the matrix. Okay? So, according to race, sex, language, religion, political or other opinions, national and social origin, property, birth, or other statutes, furthermore, other statues. None of this stuff. Statues, property, buying license, and living. You know, they say we're living. They sell us our property. They rent it out to us. When Israelites, it was illegal for us to sell land and property to the heathens. So how did they get control? How did they get control of the deed, permission, or ownership of our land? They never did. They stole it, and anybody that sell property, any nationality or any foreign entity, like the people call themselves United States, white, whatever. If you're from that any other nation but Israel, because we don't sell our property to heathens, then you got it illegal, and all the sales that you have done on property and land and everything else is an illegal sale because you never had the rights to sell it. All right? No distinction shall be made on bias or political jurisdiction or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be dependent, trust, non-self-government, or under any limitations of sovereignty. Right? We can stand up and claim our sovereignty, which would be challenging the jurisdiction of the people that try to hold us in their court. So you go ahead and read this. I'm probably gonna have a live, and so we can talk about this. This is something we need to talk about. Let me see. Can I? Let's see. Okay, let's go back here. So this is. Let's look at this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We go through and look at them. You get a picture of it. 12, 13, 14, 15. You get a picture of your human rights. I'm showing you your human rights. Right? This is the dictation of a human, a free person. These are the dictations. These are the rules you should be going by, and not the UCC codes, the laws of Esau. Okay, those 18 articles that was 20 articles. Let's go from this is 21. This is 21 at the top of the page here. 22 and 23. Right. Okay. So yeah. Let's continue. Let's go, All right. Now you got 24, 25, 26, 17 minutes. We doing good. All right. I'm just showing you. You go back and study it yourself. You go study it yourself. 27, 28, 29. Go study it. These are the international rules and declaration of human rights for all people. Esau took his sword and his blessing and passed it on, just like Alexander the Greek did, to his people. And they began to govern the earth, the Gentile times, and now their time is up, and that's why they're so mad. Okay? So, all right. It's 30 articles. So all praises to the Most High and Christ. All right. All praises to the Most High and Christ. We're gonna end this video. Let's go ahead and
like father, like son, like mother, like daughter, so you can get the understanding. We have adapted to what they wanted us to be. And anything that makes our father, our surrogate father, upset, we automatically by default become upset. Think about that. Not even realize that we are prisoners of war. We are captive. We have been thoroughly robbed, and we've completely lost our minds. So the way we act is not even real. This is not even normal. Like I said before, when I'm dealing with black folks on
all right, this is a good video. Go back and look at it, man. Go back and look at it. Take notes. And I just added a little commentary, personal commentary. All praises to the Most High in Christ.